Elephant Man Podcast Network. Grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man, Moray DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know what new material is coming out. IG, Elephant Man _podcast. Facebook / Elephant Man Podcast. Twitter / Poster Boys. And for YouTube, hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the top bottom on your screen and subscribe. Make sure you like, make sure you share with other people. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to you guys. This is the day that Yahushua has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We thank him for all the many blessings he bestowed upon us. Whoa, baby, thank you for coming in. As well, we're going to do a lot of different changes to the platform. Thank you guys for joining in. Make sure you show other people, tell other people about it. We spring forward today. We spring forward, guys. So everybody who was on Eastern time with us, we on the same time as you guys. Blessings. Let's read this. Matthew 9 and 12. But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick be made whole. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Blessed to you guys. Be encouraged on today. I'm excited. It's real getting close to the growing season. We got a lot of different things that's going on. And we're going to just chew the fat today. Make sure you let other people know. Make sure you subscribe too, because like I said, it's weird things going on with my subscriptions and stuff. But I'm going to do some different things on platform, change it around, turn it around. Blessings on everybody that's coming in. We just got to be grateful and thankful. We got to be grateful and thankful for everything that the Most High Yah has done. Jason Canfor from Baltimore, blessings to you. Shalom. Ruhama, blessings to you always. Blessings to both of you guys, day in and day out. And you know what? I've been at least for 3 or 4 years, at least 3 years. Going into 4 years. So blessings to you guys. Thank you guys. I'm gonna share something today. How the Most High really want us to be on one accord with him. And that's all what it's about. It's about attention and being on one accord with the will of the Most High Yah. And when I tell you it's a family affair, it's truly a family affair. It's about family at the end of the day, right? And not just our immediate family, our nucleus family, but the family, the people who are a part of the remnant, who are a part of the Most High Yah's family. And so I'm gonna read some things, and I'm gonna read Genesis 11 about Babylon, and Acts 2, and then Joel 3, and then we're gonna get out of here. But I'm gonna pray real quick, and we're gonna get into it. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you for your grace, for your mercy. You said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw men unto me. We lift you up, we honor you, we adore you. There's none like you in the heavens and the earth. Bless those who here are listening right now during the live, and bless those who will hear the playback. Let it be a blessing to them. Hide me behind the cross that they might not see me, but they may see you and glorify you in the Shemayim. We need a rhema word, a right now inspirational word from you. It's many voices, but it's only one Abba Yahuwah. And we thank you for all that you've done for us. And in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we pray. Amen. So I'm going to read off into that Babylon. See, I always talk about how the Most High makes us creatures of choice in this cylinder called time. And hopefully I can project that better than that. But hopefully, I'm going to go like this. So he makes us creatures of choice in this cylinder called time, right? And basically, he wants us to choose him, right? We have his Ruach, right? His sacrifice that he made for us, right? He leads us and guides us in all truth, right? And but he respects our choices, I should say, our decisions, right? So we can do a thing, or we can be influenced by something other or some contrary than the will of the Most High Yah. Because you know what happened after the fall, born to sin, shaped to iniquity, and right after Cain killed Abel, sin was on the planet, and it was on and popping ever since then, right? And so man has been looking to try to make a name for himself. But I'm going to start off with this Genesis 6. I'm sorry, Genesis 11. Let's read that real quick. Chew on that. Okay, why is it not opening? There we go. Why can't I go the other way? I like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so this is in my Blue Letter Study Bible. And the whole earth was one language and one speech. So that means a lot right there. That's like there was on one language, one accord, one speech, one mind, one heart. But remember, this is after the flood, after the fall. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And that land of Shinar is like modern day Iraq, Iran, and stuff like that. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them together. And they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. And they said, go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So there was, after the flood and after the fall of man wanted to make their own city, right? Their own name. And somebody had mentioned something even about skyscrapers, how men put their name on skyscrapers and stuff like that. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with skyscrapers. I'm saying that's where they get it. The Wynn Hotel and the Trump Towers and all these different towers at Hancock and Sears, Willis Towers now, but it's still always going to be Sears Tower to me in Chicago. But these are named after different men and different families. And the Most High came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. And the Most High said, behold, this is interesting. The people is one, and they have all one language, and this they began to do. Now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do, right? So this is an independent thought. This is a will, and this is a permissive will, but not the perfect will. You are permitted to do what you, I'm not going to say what you want, but for the lack of better term, you are permitted to do what you want in the cylinder called time, right? But then after that, you can't make no more decisions, right? You don't have a heaven and hell to put yourself in or anything like that, right? It's not about merit. So nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Let us go down and therefore confound their language that they might not understand one another's speech. And so basically this is the beginning of the global reset and the new world order and the different things like that to be on one accord. But we got different nations, different tongues and different things. And this is the genesis of those different nations and different tongues, right? And it's not just confined by languages because we can learn other people's languages now, but it's just having the mind, will, and emotions on one accord for the kingdom of darkness and for the kingdom of the Antichrist, and to build your own, right? So some people might say, yo, I'm not with the Most High, but I went out with Hasatan either. I'm going to do my own thing. Well, basically, in a sense, when you do your own thing, you are left to your own devices, and you're going to be influenced by the spirit realm, and you're going to be influenced by Hasatan because you are without restraint and you won't have discernment to tell what's right and what's wrong. And the enemy is he come to steal, kill, and destroy. He's very slick. He studied the human race since the beginning of time, and he knows what make us tick. He knows what we like. And so he tried to use those different things to trap us up and to pin us up, and so we can't walk in the fullness of the things that the Most High give us. So the Most High scattered them abroad from the face of all the earth, and they left off to build a city. Therefore, the name is called Babel, because the Lord, the Most High, confound their language, all the earth. From thence, the Most High scattered them abroad the face of the earth. So that's my first point is that we being restored back to the kingdom of the Most High Yah. We are being restored back to the kingdom of the Most High Yah. That's why I say my thoughts is not your thoughts, my ways is not your ways. However, you can have my thoughts and my ways once you be conformed transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? That's what it's about. And it's not overnight, and it's not about being perfect, but it's about being, how can I say it? Perfect. Sanctification is a process. So you just don't get it all overnight. It's a process. It's a process to getting it. But you are seeking to be restored and be amended to the will of the Most High Yah, right? And even Yahushua himself showed it when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He said, Abba Yah, if it be your will, let this cup pass for me. What's going to take place? And then he said, what? Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done, right? Let your will be done. So he led by example, and he showed us how to do it. And our restriction brings our expansion, right? Because if we indulge and do anything we want, however we want, then it leads to spirit of gluttony. It leads to, it leads us down a path of destruction, right? So our restriction to abstain from the things that the Most High say abstain from is for our own good. Sometimes we might not understand it, but we trust in the finished work of the Most High Yah, and we like what he like, and we hate what he hate, right? If he says evil, we don't justify it and say, well, it's not that evil. It's okay, right? And be lulled to sleep and erode our discernment, right? He wants us to know the things of him and of his kingdom. So that's the whole thing. It's about a family. It's about restoring his family. All right, so I'm gonna read that Acts 2. So after the fall, we're born in sin, shaped in iniquity. We know what the first Adam did, right? And then so the last Adam, which is Yahushua, right? He came to restore us back to the Father, right? And so we have to surrender our wills to his, right? Because it's like, it's amazing. He does the foolish things to confound the wise. We think that we want to live our best life, and we seek out to live our best life in the flesh, right? But our spirit man is dying. Our spirit man is living beneath his means day by day. And it messes like not with only our discernment, but it messes with our relationship with others, and it messes with our relationship with the Most High Yah. So it's all about restoring the relationship, restoring the language, restoring the communication. And I always give this example, even with Wi-Fi, right? If you got something that needs Wi-Fi, that needs to connect it, you don't see it plugged up. It's not plugged into a wall, right? But if you don't got no signal, you gonna know. If you got something that needs Wi-Fi, if it's independent and it's standalone, you got something on your computer or your device, and it does not require Wi-Fi, you would not miss the Wi-Fi not being there. But if you're doing something, operating in something that needs the internet, that needs the Wi-Fi, you will know automatically, because it will be a disruption. It won't be. It's a disconnect, and the enemy trying to have us disconnected from the will of the Most High Yah, make us disconnect from the things of the Most High Yah, make us question the things of the Most High Yah. He wants us to question it, right, instead of submit to it, right? So let me go right here to this, share the screen. I want to go into this Acts 2. So in Acts, after Yahushua ascended and he died and he rose, right? He shed his blood, he rose, and then he showed himself to 400, 500 people, and then he ascended, right? And they thought it was time for the kingdom to be restored, right? Because they was looking for Yahushua to come and restore the kingdom. But he said that's not this time. And he said, my kingdom is not of this world. He told him many, many times, my kingdom is not of this world. And he was trying to, it wasn't time to restore. So he ascended, as we know. And he said, you all go into one place and we come on one accord. Right. So I'm gonna read this Acts 2. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Right? They were all with one accord with one place. So we got so many different philosophies, we got so many different denominations, we got so many different isms and schisms and we won't even fellowship and come together with each other because of the differences, right? We won't even come together because of the different revelation. Well, how do you don't know that the Most High might give you a part and give this sister another part and give that brother another part, and we operate from our blind spots and we don't know it all. It says we prophesy in part, we preach in part. Now there is a doctrine of devils. No, I'm not saying that there is not, but there is sometimes it be a misunderstanding and a lack of communication and articulation. So we stay separate from each other and we go on our islands, and it say, what did it say? Knowledge puffed up. So we go on our little islands and we just sow discord among each other. We don't come together. No one, you never know. A brother or sister that is a part of the family, a part of the kingdom, might have a part that I need, right? But I'm proud. I'm thinking I got the whole scroll. The Most High gave it to me only, and he don't operate like that, right? Even the fivefold ministry, what it say? Evangelists, preachers, teachers, prophets. Some people think there's no prophecy today, but it is, because all the prophecies have not been fulfilled. And which one I forgot? And apostles, right? Some people don't believe in no fivefold, but I believe in the fivefold because it was used to build, to edify, to exhort, to keep us in check, so we can understand the things of the Most High Yah. And we're supposed to pass it down to the next generation, so they can pass it down to the next generation, so they can pass it down to the next generation via the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, right? And so that's how we get it passed down from generation to generation. But along the way, there have been some Doctrine of the Devil songs. There have been some adding to the word. There's been some taking away from the word. There's been some misunderstandings and private interpretations. So now when we get to 2024, it's like chaotic, right? It's all over the place, right? And there's people that does not love the will of the Most High, does not love the ways of the Most High, right? Does not want to have Torah in his heart, right? Don't care about the things of the Most High. They have a specific agenda and they want to build their own kingdom. And then you got other people that just following because it was a popular word, it was a popular movement. The church fathers, this, that, and the other, the 95 Theses, and Martin Luther, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and we go and we following, and then that's why we get the whole replacement theology, global Zionism, and Christian Zionism, and that's not talking about that right now. But I'm saying we can get off because stuff was added, stuff was taken away. We moved the goalposts, and the Bible itself, it said they killed the prophets. Why would you want to kill somebody who is the mouthpiece of the Most High Yah? We might not, our flesh might not like it, right? But our spirit man need it. Our flesh might hate it, but our spirit man, we need it. You know what I mean? Constructive criticism, I always talk about that. It's deconstructive criticism is when you destroy, just tearing up, just for no reason, right? But constructive criticism is still under construction. It's still a process. We're still trusting the process. We're still building. We're still building things, right? We're not destroying and tearing down. Some things need to be torn down. And so this is why we need the discernment. Some things are torn down, have been torn down that should have never been torn down. And certain things have been erected and constructed that should have never been erected. There's a lot of idols. There's a lot of different things that's in our hearts. And so now, after a couple of years, it's tradition, right? And we just pass it down, don't know the origin of it, don't know where it come from. All we know is Big Mama and them did it. And all we know is, whatever. And there's nothing, I'm not talking about a particular tradition, but I am including those traditions, right? So when you come going against it, it's like, oh man, Abba Yah's going to restore some things. And you know what I'm saying? So let's read this real quick. All right. The day of Pentecost, right? Yahushua, we asked to Yahushua already ascended. He showed himself to 400, 500 people. And they said, I'm going to go, but I'm going to send my ruach. I want to send my spirit, right? They still had Torah. They didn't have no New Testament at this time because they was living the New Testament. Or if you want to say New Testament, Old Testament, Continued Testament. So they had the Torah, or quote unquote Old Testament. They had the Ruach. And when the day of Pentecost was full come, they were all of one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like fire, and it set up upon each of them. And they were filled with the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, and began to speak in other tongues, and the Spirit gave utterance. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised about, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in their own language. Right? So somebody who's usually speaking in language A, now the Ruach fell upon them and they're speaking in language B. So the people that understand language B is like, yo, he's speaking my language, right? They're all on one accord. They're all on one accord, right? So I believe this point was when we was coming back together. So Babel was when it was they were speaking that one language at one time, but their heart was wicked. They was on some dirt. They was on building their own, making a name for themselves, making a city for themselves, building their own tower, building their own cities away from the things of the Most High Yah, right? But this right here, they was all together. They was all on one accord, and so the Ruach, the kingdom of the Most High, breaks language barriers. The kingdom of the Most High breaks language barriers, right? And they were confounded, verse 6, because every man heard them speak of his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled one another. Behold, are not these men speaking Galatian? And how hear every man in our own tongue when we were born? Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers of Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia in Egypt, and the parts of Libya about Cyrene, strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes, Arabians. Do we hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High Yah? So now, not only were they speaking in the tongue that they didn't grow up in, they was praising the Most High Yah. That was a unification, right? We come together in the things of the Most High Yah. So we got it. This is what he wants us to be on one accord with him and his mission and his word. He don't want us to be prejudiced towards one another. But how can they hear unless it's a preacher? If we don't go out and tell people about the finished work of Yahushua and this soon return, then how are they going to know, right? We go hide in the cave somewhere and just wait for the second Exodus or the rapture, right? We still got to do work. Like I mentioned last week and the week before that, we still got to go out and tell, right? Kepha on the Mount of Transfiguration, right? He wanted to stay up there. And Yahushua like, now we got to go back to the hood, man. It's still people that need to know. It's still people that need to be interceded for, right? There's still people with blind spots. There's still people that don't have discernment, and we got to stand in the gap for them, right? We don't heap it up onto ourselves and just, oh well. No, it's still time. He's long suffering. We can't be more fed up than the Most High. We just got to trust his will and flow with his timing, right? I know we get disgusted on things. I know I do personally. I'll be like, man. And it's mostly misunderstood of trying to get revenge and being mad at different people. And I said, people don't even know. That ain't what I'm on. My whole thing is, let us breathe. Let the healing begin. Don't pick at my scab, right? Don't be respect to a person. Don't have selective empathy. Let us heal. You saying we need to get over it You saying slavery happened a long time ago, right? You saying this, that, all these different things that's saying, okay, that's cool, but don't try to control my resources. Give me some autonomy. Don't try to control my stuff. Give me time to heal, right? Give my community time to heal. All right, excuse me, I drank a little pop. And they were amazed and were in doubt, saying to one another, what does this mean? Others mocked them. These men are full of new wine. And that's crazy. They said new wine in this translation, right? But Peter, standing up on the 11th hour, lifting up his voice and said unto them, ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell at Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken my words. For these are not drunken, as ye suppose, seeing it is but the third hour of the day. But this is that which is spoken of by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour my spirit out, my ruach out, my pneuma out, my breath out upon all flesh. And your young sons and your young daughters shall prophesy. And so this is the reason why the prophetic is not over. People are like, oh, there is no more apostles and there is no more prophets. Well, there's still some prophecies that have not been fulfilled. Even though you try to create a prophecy, 1948 and all that, but like I said, I'm not going there, right? Prophet line and all that. But it said, your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams, right? And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days my spirit, and they shall prophesy, right? So we always going through the qualified, certified, and 30 years being a teacher, and man, the Most High gonna pour his spirit out on these babies and these young folk, and it's just gonna be, and he's been doing it all for the last really 6-7 years, and it's just been an amazing work. And I remember 2000 and I want to say 16, 17, I was even eating lunch one day in my car. I work out of school, and he was showing me a vision of people doing music, right? Rapping, and you go in the studio, you go in the booth with your music, and you start doing your music. So a lot of the songs about murder and death and debauchery. Mid-sentence, they were just going to awaken, and this is before the awakening. So it had to be like 2016, 2007. This is before the awakening, or before I knew about awakening, before I knew that we was the people, right? Because I was still on Mystery of Israel in the church, and the Khazarian people was the people, and all that. So, but mid-sentence, they will awaken. Then look at their lyrics and say, yo, what am I doing? What am I writing? What is these words on this paper, right? They're not edifying me. They're not edifying my community, and I'm not going to finish the song. And so I promise it was clear as day. I don't know what artist or number of artists it was, but there was going to be an awakening, right? And they was like, yo, I can't finish the song, right? They made a song writing it, and you get so many couple of $1,000s per song. And they was mid-song writing it, and it was like, yo, I can't even finish the song. And everybody in the studio, producers, everybody all mad, like, man, we put all this money on this thing, man, what's going on? Trying to talk him to finishing the song, and he could not finish the song. Again, I couldn't tell what artist it was or which artist it was, but it's like, I can't do this. And that's going to happen a lot, right? That we're going to be clothed and in our right mind. And that even also go to the Ezekiel 36, 37, 38, you know what I mean? The dry valley of dry bones, right? The Most High has to intervene. He has to do it. It's his work. It's not by might or by power, but it has to be by his ruach. He's going to have to do it, because we can't do it in and of ourselves, right? We can't keep ourselves. Man, I'm out here on dirt. But once I get it together, I'm going to go seek the Most High. Says who, says when. The enemy don't want you to get it together. So you're going to need some divine intervention. Some straight up divine intervention to get that done. You're going to need some divine intervention. Straight up. So he can get glory for it. Anyway, let's get back to this. I'm almost done, guys. And my servants and my handmaidens I will pour out in those days my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above and signs on the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor and smoke. And see, it's going to be a lot of signs and lying wonders and people, witches and warlocks and magicians, right? And they're going to be trying to do signs and lying wonders and, CGIs and blue beams and all this. They're going to be doing some of that stuff too, right? For the gullible who haven't been keeping up. But then you're going to be able to differentiate the signs, the wonders, the different things that the people of the Most High do as opposed to them. You're going to be able to differentiate. And the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Therefore the great and notable day of the Most High come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Most High shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which Most High did by himself in the midst of you, as ye yourself also know, being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of Yah, ye have taken and by wicked hands have crucified and slain, whom Yah have raised up, having loosed the pains of death, because it was not possible that it should be holden. Hallelujah. So basically, we all come together on one accord. It's not by might or by power, but it's by his ruach, it's by his spirit, right? And so we can't put the cart before the horse. We have a lot of different emotions and stuff about different things, but it's in its timing, and we got to trust the process. And it's an exciting time, even though in the midst of coming up with new jabs and all the different things that they're trying to do, and, it's going to be a showdown. It's going to be a showdown. And guess who's going to come out on top? When you read the end of that book, you know who comes out on top. The Most High Yah. So I always pray to the Most High Yah that, because, sometimes we could be like Kepha, Peter, and be like, yo, Mashiach, I ain't going to let nothing happen to you. And Kepha, he really, truly believed that. Kepha was about it, right? He loved the Mashiach. He was a part of Mashiach and the circle. Peter, John, and James. He was part of the Mashiach. So he's like, I ain't going to let nothing happen to you. I ain't going to let nothing. And he said, get thee behind me, Satan. If I don't die, you don't live. Kepha didn't understand. Like, what? I'm going to try to preserve you. No, I got to die. I got to die as a Pesach. I got to die as a Passover lamb on Passover. Right? Not an hour before, not an hour after. Right? It was written that he died on the Passover lamb. And so it ain't really like a Last Supper, pretty much. It was the Passover meal because it was during the Passover time. So he had to die. And he said the veil rent from top to bottom, right? Because remember, only the high priest can go into the holies of holies once a year, right, to cover the sins. But Yahushua, he came and he made so we could boldly come before the throne of grace, and he take away. It's a difference between covering and take away. Can you imagine that? You cover the sins and, everything is cool and y'all are festive, y'all hype. Yes, atone for sin. We good. And then as months go on, as weeks go on, you start you're like, yo, is we still good? You know what I mean? As you get away from it, you got to wait for a whole another year for them to go into the holies of holies and make atonement for sin. But Yahushua, once and for all, he made atonement for sin. So he's so amazing. And we got to get on track with him and sync with him. So I'm going to share my screen. And I never really seen it like this because I always read the Joel 3, but it looks like it's specific. It is so specific. And you see what this said? This said the nations will be judged, right? And it's so crazy we selective on what nation should be judged. And I think this is another reason why they don't really want us to celebrate the Passover. Because the Passover really is a replay, a reenactment, acknowledgement of the demise of the enemy. And the physical kingdom, Mizraim, was Egypt, but also there's the kingdom of darkness, period. He put a work on the kingdom of darkness. So if you celebrate it, whether it's in a feast or fast, but I think, basically with the feast, with a feast, and you acknowledge it, all thy ways acknowledge me and I will direct that path. It is a reminder to the enemy, like, yo, right? If every year you played a game and you beat this other team by a buzzer beater, right? No, not by a buzzer beater. It was you beat them by 45 points in the championship game. You just demolished them. And every year they play it, and y'all all come together and watch it. But the team that lost, they gonna be like, man, I don't want to see this again, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Satan don't want, man. Look, man, let's go down some Easter eggs and chill out, bro. We good. Let's do some bunny. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something different. Let's, Ishtar, man. I can understand Ishtar. This old Passover, man. It's doing something to me in my kingdom. It's a reminder of I'm not in control, right? So when we celebrate the finished work of the Messiah, then it does something to the king, to that kingdom. So anyway, so I'm gonna read this Joel 3. The nations will be judged, and again, it's real crazy how we be Hitler, this, that, and other, and who else they beat up? They beat up on Hitler, and again, I'm not making him no Boy Scout, and anybody who they say enemy is, right? But then when it comes to them, it's like, ooh, well, wait a minute. It's time to forgive, forget, turn the other cheek, and give everybody a hug, right? You got to forgive like Republican Jesus, right? And it's like, yo, that's crazy, man. But when it's time for you, we got to forgive, forget, and we can't get our lick back and all this other goofy stuff that we've been Stockholm Syndrome. But anyway, I'm going to get into this. Okay, the nations will be judged. This is because Kepha in Acts 2 was talking about this is what's happening in this is the prophecy of Joel being fulfilled when they shall dream dreams and see visions, and the Spirit will be poured out on them. But it's long to that as well. But look at this. It says, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them for my people, for my heritage Israel. Well, that means spiritual Israel. That means, people will always, include it. The stranger that's connected to Israel, the Gentile church, if you really about the things of the Most High Yah, you're connected to this too. You're not apart from it, but you try to come and take over and replace Israel, then that's false. Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They have casted a lot for my people and have given a boy for a harlot. And I looked up harlot. I mean, I knew what it was, but it says harlot. A person who has sex with someone in exchange for money, a prostitute. Okay? Give a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may make drink. Yea, for what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coastals of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Does that not happen? Do that not always happen? Even in the first Babylonian, when Nebuchadnezzar and all of them, they had what? The cups. They had the all kinds of artifacts, right? If they're going to Africa right now, it's still all kind of artifacts, and it's crazy. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold to the Grecians. Did that not happen? That ye might remove far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Right? So somebody might read this and say, well, that's Old Testament. They like to, when the scripture is rough, then they say that's Old Testament. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabines, to the people far off. For the Most High have spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. It's specific when it said it. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Now this is the opposite of in Isaiah when it said we're going to turn your swords into plowshares and your spears into pruning hooks when it's peace. Right? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about it. Thither cause they might one to come down, O Most High. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. He put this in here, Joel 3:12. I didn't put it in there. Put ye a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, and the fats flow, for their wickedness is great. Right? Abba Yah chasing who we love. I wouldn't want to be doing whatever I want to do. You ever had a wayward kid and they just talking crazy and doing whatever they want, and it gets progressively worse if you don't check it, right? But if you nip it in the bud, then we don't have no problems. We don't have no problems at all after that, right? So he chases who he loves. So obviously the heathen and the wicked he don't love. He letting them do their thing. He letting the wheat and tare and the sheep and goat grow together. But it's his call on who's the wheat and who's the tare, who's the sheep and who's the goat, right? Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Most High is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Most High also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Most High will be the hope of his children and the strength of the children of Israel. Of who? Children of Israel. That didn't mean that. That's wrong translation. Okay. So shall you know that I am the Most High, your Abba, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through anymore. Judah will be blessed, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and the fountain shall come forth of the house of the Most High, and water shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. That's good. I'm about to read that when I get off of here. It ain't good, but it's interesting. Dang. So anyway, it's a process. We want to be on the side of the Most High Yah, right? His mercy endureth forever. His anger is only but a moment. But that moment, that glitching time when he's angry, I don't want to be on the wrong side. I want to be on the side of the Most High Yah, right? And the restriction brings the expansion, right? The discipline. So I'm going to pray before we leave that he gives us discipline, that he gives us discernment, that we don't have a hard heart, that we don't be bitter, that we don't be weary and well-doing, that we come together on one accord, right? That we agree to disagree. We might not understand each other. Sometimes it's okay. Okay, well, I don't see it that way. When I read it, or when I see ABC, XYZ, and it's cool. You got to call people out their names and call them false prophets and send people to hell. That's one thing we like to do. We like to throw people in the lake of fire. That's his job. Our job is to plant and water. He going to get an increase or the decrease, right? Excuse me. So that's what he come to do. So we thank the Most High. So I'm going to pray right now. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you. We worship you, we honor you, we adore you. Abba Yah, show us your will. Show us your way. Abba Yah, you say they that hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. Let us hunger and thirst after your righteousness. Fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh. Abba Yah, let us be hungry for your word and your way. Abba Yah, let us not be weary in well-doing. We look to the left and it's sin. We look to the right and it's debauchery. And then we look everywhere all around us and they're saying we're doing too much. It don't take all that. Abba Yah, but your will and your way is perfect. Abba Yah, it's not about being prideful. Abba Yah, but it's about your will being done in the earth. And we thank you. We thank you. We honor you. We adore you. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, we pray. Amen. Let me check out this chat. Thank y'all for coming by. I always say thank y'all for coming by. All right. Cap 4, Nayas Truth. Shalom. 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 Okay, have you ever seen, what does it say? I've always thought skyscraper were about the Tower of Babel too. Even the phrase skyscraper seemed to refer to the firmament and not atmosphere. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, Brew Queen, it's been a minute. What's up, cousin? Shalom. Shalom. It's been a second. I understand we are busy. Brew Queen in the building. Slid on by Ernest Higgs in the building. Sister Shonda at large. Oh, man. What is up? Thank you for coming by. And also, I'm supposedly supposed to be on Sister Shonda at Large's platform on Friday. Well, details coming. And let me know if you got that pictures of Sister Shonda. I don't know if I sent the pictures of in the garden or whatever I'm supposed to do. Malaka, blessings to you. Peace and love for real. Bloods. You love Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. I just come by to encourage and remind folk. You know what I mean? It's kind of exciting. You know what I mean? Thank Yah. No. Oh, okay. Welcome. Shalom. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. So, yeah, America is crazy. Let's see what it says right here. Privacy says, America has gone forward in the time, and we in Asia, Europe, Africa are trying to play catch up with the time change, right? Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But my thing is, I think we should just keep working. He said while it's still called today, because it's gonna become an hour when no man gonna work, right? So keep trucking, keep moving, keep building, keep giving. Oh, thank you. My sister said, a great message is all good. Praise Yah. Yes, indeed, he got it. I think it was. I don't know if it was Friday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it was Friday. But I don't want to say one thing and it'll be another thing. So yeah, man. So we just gotta believe and trust in the will of the Most High Yah and this finished work, and we just thank the Most High Yah, right? And we just gonna continue to walk. We're not going to let the enemy steal our joy. And I've never seen somebody have, well, I'm going to say this, I'm going to get off here. All of the resources, all the taxpayer dollars, all of the buildings, all of the landmarks, all of the gold, and be miserable and be sad. They're probably scratching their head. We over here just still laughing, still making dances and TikToks. And how are these people even surviving, let alone smiling? All of the stuff we done did to them. They want to put it in the bottle and sell it. It's called the joy of the Most High. It's called watch and see. It's all good, man. I don't want, man, we put these things in the community. Man, fast, man. They eating hot chips, then they win their track meet. They dunking and all this stuff. Come what? Man, they full of the malt liquor we put in their neighborhood, and they still coming up with creative songs. Buzz. And what if we were clothing in our right minds and not buzz, what them songs would be like. But I digress. Anyway, man, we gotta love one another. We gotta lead by example. We got to lead by example. We will always lead by example. That's why somebody can do. Because I used to trip when people would get called out for the same thing, and then it'd be like, for you, Liam, you had a rough life and you're a lone wolf, you get 6 months probation. But for you, Tyrone Jackson, 150 years. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 150 years for the same infraction? That's some crooked justice. But anyway, I'm going into another show. I'm not going to do that. All right, pray for your guy, man. Pray for your guy. Man, they're trying to figure out how to be so happy. It's the joy of the Most High, and it's called Wait and See. And I don't wish nothing ill on nobody, but you dig a ditch for somebody and you're gonna fall in it. Having secret meetings and talking about the global reset. No, you reset yourself, man. Come back to the Most High Yah. You still got breath in your lungs. You ain't finna override the Most High Yah. Your Antichrist, your kingdom, your serpent. Anyway, I'm going to get off here before I turn the Public Enemy and all them guys. Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. I am out. Perfect. Woke Baby says subscribe.